a permanent paid holiday for their employees after protests erupted following the murder of George Floyd. Then in 2021, the U.S. Congress passed legislation to make it a federal holiday, and President Biden signed it into law. And that's connecting the dots.
In about an hour, the Cardinals and Giants will make history. They're playing the first Major League Baseball game at Rickwood Field in Alabama.
And if you don't know, it is the oldest pro ballpark in the country and was once the home of the Negro Leagues in Birmingham, the Birmingham Black Barons, I should say, the team there. WCNC Charlotte's Nick Sturdivant has more on this historic moment.
Even though he can't make it in person,
I've always wanted to go there so bad. I mean, being a huge Cubs fan, like that field's even older than Wrigley Field. I mean, that is like the field that signifies the Negro Leagues.
Watching it at home is just as impactful for Brandon Lunsford. Tonight, Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, will host the St. Louis Cardinals and San Francisco Giants. It's 114 years old and once the home of the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues. It was also the former home to Baseball Hall of Famer Willie Mays.
It's almost like Willie planned it this way, you know, like that he went out right when they're about to play this game at the field where he started in, and right after this historic moment where finally, after all these years, the Hall of Fame recognized those 10 hits that he had. With the Birmingham Black Barons.
The game honoring Mays and many others that played in the Negro Leagues as part of an ongoing effort by MLB to highlight black players.
It is sad in a way that, Willie wouldn't be able to see it, but I know his memory will live on there. And, as a fan, getting an opportunity to go there, I can't imagine what it's going to be like. I know Major League Baseball has done so many different things to that facility, the oldest ballpark in the country, and it's going to be special.
Meanwhile, Lunsford, the director of library services at Johnson C. Smith University, is also working to preserve Negro League history.
I wanted to bring the exhibit here just to raise awareness, I guess, to our students that, we did have teams. Some of these guys wanted to play Negro League teams and just the importance of the Negro Leagues.
Last year, JCSU opened its Negro Leagues baseball exhibit featuring a collection of photos and artifacts. Lunsford hopes the ongoing work to celebrate the Negro Leagues will make an impact and attract younger fans.
Baseball was so important to black communities in general around that time, the 1900s. And, it was not just a sport, but it was also, a social event.
Reporting for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Nick Sturdivant.
It's good to see that history isn't lost. The game at Rickwood Field starts at 7:15 tonight.
Verify, WCNC Charlotte.
Verify is all about trying to make a difference in the community by making sure that the community has the correct information. This is what we know, and hey, this is what we don't know. Sometimes you're actually surprised by the answer.
Verify the difference.
Verify is a great way to combat that misinformation, making sure that people know the process of the reporting.
Story this morning is that potentially dangerous heat that we're expecting through the weekend. As Larry's been telling us all week, we're expecting temperatures to feel like the triple digits.
And the high temperatures could last through at least Wednesday. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us this morning with what you need to know to keep you and your family safe. Good morning, Richard.
Hey, good morning to you, Kia. Good Friday morning, everyone. I'm standing right here off of Sugar Creek. You can see this particular thermostat is saying 71 degrees. It's 5:02. We're probably not going to see this temperature anytime soon, as the temperatures are going to get right up there into possibly some triple digits eventually. Now, this weekend promises to be a hot one for all. Use air conditioners or a fan if you can. Stay inside. Take cool showers or baths, and keep your skin wet with damp sponge or spray bottle. Wear loose, light clothing, light colored clothing as well that reflects the heat and sunlight. You can also try eating light meals. That would really help in cold treats. Eat ice cream and watermelon. Drink lots of liquids before you feel thirsty, especially when you're outdoors. Or we want to tell you, if you're active, you should drink water every 15 to 20 minutes, and try to avoid alcoholic beverages and drinks which are high in sugar or caffeine. And whenever you're outside, take extra precautions. Find shade whenever you can. Wear a big hat to protect your face. Do your best to limit physical activity to cooler parts of the day, and also avoid outdoor work during the hottest parts of the day. And as Dr. Chris Banner says, watch out for your body's warning signs.
You will often start to notice that you feel a sense of tiredness, sluggishness, if you will. Your mouth may become dry, and these are all signs that you're starting to become overheated. Often people will have difficulty, thinking as clearly.
Yeah, those are warning signs. If you feel that way, please get some water, get into shade right away, try to limit your time out of doors, and do your best to stay cool for the next few, well, until this heat wave stops. We're right here in Charlotte. Richard Devane, we'll send it back to you.
Well, right now we are in the middle of graduation season. Millions of students are turning their tassels towards their next chapter.
And for some, that's college. But for others, a local nonprofit is seeking solutions to get them to higher education, those who might not otherwise actually be able to go. WCNC Charlotte's Michelle Bowden shows us how Queen City Scholars is helping them get that full college experience.
This is a program that works with kids who are the first in their families to go to college. The program actually sends the kids to college campuses during their high school summer breaks. The idea, help them get a feel for what college will be like.
It was phenomenal. I went back every year, so it was pretty great.
West Charlotte High School grad Jazzy Lee is the first in her family to go to college, and she actually started the process as a sophomore in high school.
I feel like it really prepared me for college.
Lee was chosen as a Queen City Scholar, a nonprofit that takes a unique approach to getting students ready for higher learning.
And they'll get to replicate what it's like to be a college student for the summer.
Students at 4 Charlotte high schools are handpicked to spend the summer at Delaware State University. They live on campus, take classes, and are mentored.
And it helps prepare them for the next level in the sense of they get to experience what it's like to be a college student away from home. So they have to wake up. They have to understand dealing with roommate issues. They have to understand dining. They have to understand the rigors of a college curriculum. They have to understand balance.
Johanna Cruz will be a junior at West Charlotte next year.
It was really amazing.
She's about to go back for the second summer.
And at first I was hesitant to even apply because it was in a different state and I was afraid of being somewhere new, but it turned out to be really good.
Lee says it was the best thing for her and her family as far as getting ready for school.
It definitely kind of helped ease the transition. So I'm a first generation student. So my mom and my family didn't really know what that college transition process was like. But going to Delaware kind of introduced me to that.
21 students at West Charlotte High have been through the program since it started back in 2020. And the school's assistant principal says it's turning other students on to the idea of college.
It's been really great because scholars will come back from that experience and then share with other students about it. And there's this organic kind of college-going culture that it's created.
Jazzy Lee is now a sophomore at Queen's University.
Now as a college student, I feel like I'm really thriving. I've really acclimated to the community, and I feel like part of that is due to QCS.
The program recently expanded to include 4 Charlotte area high schools, and they're looking to expand even more in the near future. Reporting in Charlotte, Michelle Bowden, WCNC Charlotte.
Well, getting into college is the first hurdle. The second one can be affording it. Tonight on our streaming app, WCNC Plus, we share strategies to help parents and students save for college, including some accounts that can help you get ahead on taxes, plus financial aid options. Scan the QR code on the screen to watch it now, or just check out our latest Your Money episode at 8 p.m. on your favorite streaming device. Go to the forecast. I've already seen you post it, Brad. It seems like that air you can wear is moving in from the coast already.
Yeah. Oh, Myrtle Beach right now, the dew point is 80 degrees, Colin. That is about as high as we've seen. Our all-time record high dew point here in Charlotte is 82. So that should put it in perspective. That is incredibly muggy air. And the heat is going to build throughout the weekend. Mid-90s, it'll feel like triple digits. As you mentioned, the air you can wear, that's part of the thing. It's not only the temperature going up, but the dew point. The dew point is the absolute best measure of how much moisture is in the air. It's not relative to the temperature, so it doesn't fluctuate. It gets to a certain level, pretty much stays there. The relative humidity goes up and down throughout the day based on the temperature, so it fluctuates quite a bit. The air you can wear, or that dew point temperature, is definitely going to tell you what it feels like. Little to zero rain chances out there. Now, part of the reason we're seeing that humidity increase and the dew points going up is this little low. It's not developing into anything tropically. It doesn't have a lot of rain with it, but what it is pulling in is tropical moisture. Look at this tropical moisture. You get into these areas where what we call this precipitable water. It's basically how much moisture is in the atmosphere. You see those like a kind of salmon shades there and kind of the reds. That is straight out of the tropics. And you can see it moving into the low country of South Carolina, eastern North Carolina. But notice by Sunday and Monday, that starts getting close to Charlotte and the Sandhills. Very, very nasty air, but middle of the week, maybe a brief drying out before more of that air moves back in. So what this is going to do, the dew point's going to jump. I don't think we'll get 80. I think this is a little off the charts, but getting into the 70s, period. Anything above 70 is incredibly muggy and causes a lot of danger. Now, we're not going to see the rainfall, so we're getting the mugginess without the moisture. We're dry across all of the Carolinas, and the reason we're not going to see much moisture is the high pressure over us is pushing down, so it's trapping the moisture near the surface, not allowing for storms to develop. Now, could there be 1 or 2 this weekend? There's certainly a tiny chance, 10, maybe 20%. But most of you are going to stay completely dry. So we're getting all the negativity of that moisture, none of the positivity, which would be some rainfall. So these heat domes, you've heard that term a lot. It's not new. It's been around for a long time. We use it in meteorology constantly. It literally is a dome of high pressure. We call these ridges because they're mountains of air. The atmosphere is actually thicker over us when we have these domes of high pressure, but they also push down on us, which compresses the air, heats it up, also causes an inversion, which keeps everything trapped near the surface. You often see poor air quality days, and it also deters thunderstorms from developing. So the rain chances stay negligible the next several days. The heat index and the excessive heat risk increases to major over the weekend, could be extreme for parts of next week. So stay cool out there. Watch out for the young, the old, and again, those with illnesses. And again, the pets. Make sure they're protected as well. Plenty of water and a place to cool off as we're in the low to mid 90s, but it feels even hotter than that. You can see the Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. I mean, that period between Sunday and Wednesday, we want you to say weather aware for the excessive heat because it'll be the hottest period that we've seen so far this year, Colin.
All right, Brad. Thanks for trying to get us prepared here. And there are plenty of ways to beat the heat this weekend. We're talking about WCNC.com with a full list of fun water activities in the Queen City, ranging from community pools to splash pads and even some water parks out there.
WCNC Charlotte.
Weather is a kind of science that you get to see and experience every day. And I think some people don't even realize how much it affects them. That weather has a huge impact on how it threatens your family, your livelihood, or your home. So I think it really is one of those defining things we do that really affects everybody in our community.
See the difference.
That process of giving you a warning ahead of time and keeping you and your family safe is really important to me because I live here too. It's my family, it's my friends, it's my neighbors.
New tonight, CMPD telling us it has now arrested 2 people in connection to the death of a man in South Charlotte. 40-year-old Darian Neal and 40-year-old Asia Tapp are now facing multiple charges in this. According to a police report, they stole a cell phone from 32-year-old Jonathan Dockery on Thursday before attacking him with a sharp object, killing him. Now we're hearing from his family, who are just looking for answers. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King joining us in the studio with more.
Well, the family told me today while dealing with their devastating new reality, they now also have to beat the clock on fundraising for funeral costs. They told me they have until Tuesday to raise enough money.
I just want my son back. My only son. He has a good heart. He always stay to himself. He don't mind helping people. It just hurt.
A gut-wrenching new reality.
If somebody took his life, that person is cold-hearted.
And one the family of 32-year-old Jonathan Dockery is still trying to figure out.
Why? He was a good person. So why? He did anything, gave you everything. He just wanted love.
Investigators say 2 people tried to rob Dockery of his cell phone at an apartment complex along Farmhurst Drive in South Charlotte. Those 2 people identified by police as 40-year-old Darian Neal and 40-year-old Asia Tapp were told they used a sharp object.
I don't want to, wish nothing bad on nobody, but I really, really hope that, every day of their life is miserable. I want them to feel the same thing that I feel.
Both Neal and Tapp charged with first-degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon, and the family left picking up the pieces. While still grieving, they're also trying to find the funds to properly say goodbye.
If you see it in your heart that want to help, get my brother cremated, so we'll have him, anything will help us right now.
They say they have until Tuesday to get it all in order, because that's the day they officially say goodbye to a beloved brother and son. For more information on the GoFundMe, you can head to our website at WCNC.com. In Charlotte, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
Maybe for dinner, the blessing of that warm meal might get lost in the hustle and bustle of our day.
But for so many kids across Charlotte, that warm meal is not always